Good morning. This is my week 11 check-in of the Artist Way. I am a week behind because I've been so sick, and I did this last week, so my check-in is late basically, but I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to do it, and now I've just read over all of my notes and I've reread the chapters from week 11, and I now just feel called to do my check-in. I just really wasn't in the right headspace to be doing it before, but this is my week 11 check-in. So week 11 was titled Recovering a Sense of Autonomy. Before I start this, actually, I need to take a deep breath because for I think probably all of these check-ins, I speak very fast, and I also just want to recenter my thoughts and send good energy away. I want to speak about loads of stuff during this check-in, not only just about the Artist Way. So maybe we can just take a deep breath or two together. And the sun is shining whilst I do this too. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so week 11, recovering a sense of autonomy. This week we focus on our artistic autonomy. We examine the ongoing ways in which we most... Let me start that again. This is where I need to speak slower because my eyes go too fast and then I start saying the wrong thing. We examine the ongoing ways in which we must nurture and accept ourselves as artists. We explore the behaviours that can strengthen our spiritual base and therefore our creative power. We take a special look at the ways in which success must be handled in order that we not sabotage our freedom. The chapters this week were really, really great. The first one was titled Acceptance. The first 4 words of this chapter are simply, I am an artist, and just that in itself as an affirmation to read and to say is super, super important. My neighbours have work going on upstairs. I'm really hoping you can't hear that banging. If you can, sorry. So she speaks about the payments that we lack as artists. Julia says, people will buy but not pay promptly. The market may be rotten even when the work is great. I can't control these factors. So I think this goes back to, I've spoken about this before, just you need to have validation within yourself before it's getting paid for your art or even getting views or validation or people talking about it. You need to be creating for yourself so that you don't seek that external validation from praise or money. She says that I must learn that as an artist, my credibility lies within me, God, and my work. In other words, if I have to write a poem, I need to write that poem, whether it will sell or not. So you're not doing it for... No artist in their right mind would go into this career for money, really, because it's just not the easy gateway to success. It takes a long, long time, but there is always money to be made if you believe that you can make the money, and if that is the end goal. Julia says, sometimes I will write badly, draw badly, paint badly, perform badly, but I have a right to do that to get to the other side. Creativity is its own reward. Again, I've spoken about this before. In where I am at in my journey, although sometimes I might feel maybe a slight ounce of jealousy if I look at another artist that's doing something that I want to be doing, it's such a blessing to be where I am right now and to be, say, performing on smaller stages, because if I mess up, it's not that deep because I'm an emerging and upcoming artist. Whereas when you're a professional or trained or you've been in this game for a long time, people are paying money, people expect the best of the best. So having this time to practice my craft is such a blessing. She says that my life is my art, and when it gets dull, so does my work. When life gets dull and complacent and the same routine, you're doing the same thing every day, how are you expected to create when there's nothing inspiring you in your day-to-day life. And it goes as small as things like taking a different route on your everyday walk. Like, I normally do the same loop around my local park, and since reading this book, I always try and find a different cut through that I can go through, because you never know what you're gonna see, whether it's a different tree or a different plant or a whole new part of the park that you'd never even seen before. And one of my favorite parts of the park is the lake, and they have swans and ducks. And for a long time I didn't even see that because I never got that far, because I only did my one route that I stuck to. So I think that for a long time I'm a homebody and I like things the same. I do like routine, but I think as I've gotten older, I've found the beauty in spontaneity, because if I just stick to the same routine, nothing is really going to change. It's good to switch things up. Obviously, you have your home comforts as such, but I think it's very, very important for me personally, to travel, to experience new things, move out of your flat, which is what I'm doing in the next couple of months. Like, very scary things as somebody who is a homebody and likes routine, but I know that if I was to renew the tenancy on this flat, my life would pretty much stay the same, because where I'm moving out of here, I'm being forced to make decisions like, what do I do next? Where am I going to go? And I'm going to be a nomad for a bit. And I think a few years ago that would have really scared me, because I like my safe space. But I have found that the safe space is in myself. I don't need a physical four walls to make me feel safe. It's within my own body, my own vessel. And I think just saying that out loud, it's quite profound, because for such a long time I did rely on the safety of these four walls, or of my boyfriend, or of my friends, or my mum, whatever it is. But actually, I'm so safe within myself and in this body, and that's such a blessing. So yeah, that was the first chapter, acceptance. The second chapter was on success, and kind of leads into this, and she says that creativity is a spiral. No, she doesn't. She doesn't say spiral, she says spiritual. Creativity is a spiritual practice. It's not something that can be perfected, finished, and set aside. It is my experience that when we reach the plateaus of creative attainment, only to have a certain relentlessness set in. Yes, we're successful, and yes, we have made it, but there's always something better. So just when we get there disappears, because now it's coming to your current reality and you're seeking the next thing. And this all leads back to being so present in the moment, and just knowing how a couple of years ago, or say months ago or weeks ago, this point that you're at now was your dream, and it was everything that you were manifesting and working towards. And now that you're there, it's like immediately, and we do this naturally as humans, you move on to the next thing. But this book and all the books I'm reading and everything I'm practicing, oh my god, there's a bee. Okay, see, I'm normally scared of bees, but okay, she's gone. She just came to say hi. Yeah, what was I saying? I would normally be scared of these things. No, I didn't say, what was I saying? I was talking about bees. One thing about me, my train of thought is gonna go off the tracks all the time. About being present, being in the present moment, and not always looking to the next thing, because at a point in time this was the dream, so sit in the dream. She says that we're once again confronted with our creative self and its hungers. What are we going to do now? The stringent requirement of a sustained creative life is the humility to start again and to begin anew. And that goes into kind of not being afraid to be a beginner. That is one thing I massively took from this week. And I've spoken about this already, but I've been doing pole for the last 6 weeks. I think I started on my week 6 of this book. And it's been incredible, but super humbling, because I thought that as somebody who's grown up quite fit and as a dancer and is flexible, that I would have the skills needed to be good at pole. That is a whole art form, and I just didn't realise how hard it would be. But every single week I'm getting better and better, and I'm so excited. I look forward to my Monday evenings every single week, because it's like just my time where I can switch off, and I've just like surrendered to being a beginner, and I'm really enjoying it, because everything that I love, I was a beginner at some point, and most of those things were, I started as a kid, so it was something my mum had put me into, so I was seeking something, I just like enjoyed it, and I was naturally, I don't know, gifted for it or whatever it was. But as an adult, you get to choose the things you want to start, and you don't have to love it, but I think just trying things is so important, because you never know what you're going to be good at as well. There's so many things to do. So yeah, I like that part. The third section was the Zen of sports. She was speaking about the importance of working out, and whether that just be a walk, it's just exercising basically. She says that most block creatives are cerebral beings. We think of all the things we want to do, but we can't. Early in recovery, we next think of all the things we want to do, but don't. In order to effect a real recovery, and one that lasts, we need to move out of the head and into the body to work. And to do this, we must first of all move our body. Returning to the notion of ourselves as spiritual radio sets, we need enough energy to raise a strong signal. So we move into what people call moving meditation. Julia says that when the mind is focused on other, the self often comes in far more accurate focus. I find this mostly in yoga, and yoga is something that I have just completely fallen in love with in the last few months. And it's just that time to myself where I'm literally not thinking about anything else, where I'm going, what I'm doing that day, who I've spoken to, work, I have found so much, I've learned so much about myself through doing that practice. Even sharing a room with so many other people, or whether I do it at home, I just bought myself the most beautiful yoga mat ever, and yeah, I'll speak about this in a bit, but I've been really, really, really enjoying my practice with yoga recently, and yeah, just silencing out the noise and having that time to meet myself on the mat and learn things about myself on the mat is super important. And like I said, it could just be a walk, and solutions come whenever we all know this, whenever you feel stressed, the easiest way to clear your head is go on a walk, be in nature. You get the answers that way, because exercise teaches the rewards of process and hard work. Loved that chapter. Fourth chapter, building your artist's altar. Julia says that morning pages are meditation. In order to stay easily and happily creative, we need to stay spiritually centered. That goes through doing your morning pages, doing your meditations, reading, taking yourself on artist dates. An artist's altar should be a sensory experience. We're meant to celebrate the good things of this earth. Pretty leaves, rocks. Whoa. Did you just see that pop up? That was really weird. Small rituals. Oh, hey. Small rituals, self-devised, good for the soul. Do things that feed your soul. So those were the chapters of the week, and the tasks of the week were really, really great. Sorry, my boyfriend just came home. So the tasks of the week were to record your voice reading the basic principles, and choose a favourite essay from this book and tape that as well. I voice record myself a lot. I use it for my affirmations, and I listen to them back like in the morning, first thing when I look at myself in the mirror, just to reaffirm everything. So this was a really cool task. And then we also had to write out our artist's prayer, which I wrote in week 4, which I don't think I ever shared, but that's just like a personal thing, and something again that I've voice recorded and I'll listen to in the morning sometimes. We had to write about honest changes, and what changes we've made since the beginning of our artistic recovery. I wrote that I am no longer a people pleaser. Still working on that one, but I think we're getting there. Try new hobbies, which I have done. Hold myself accountable every single day. Be more open to creating. Understand that creativity flows through me and it's not something I need to force. Become more kind and patient to myself. Completely trust in the process. Do not care what people think of you, because honestly they don't think of you as much as you think that they think of you. Learn that I must release my art into the world. Stop holding on to your art. I've stopped overthinking so much. Looked after my gut health, and I've fasted. Learned the importance of alone time. Prioritize being in nature. become the best version of myself. I wrote so many things, but there have been so many changes. Task 5 was list 5 ways you will change as you continue. I said I'll stay consistent with my artist pages, my morning pages. I've nearly filled a whole nother journal with morning pages, which is crazy. Sort of thinking people care about what you do because they don't, like I said. Keep posting on socials, always show up for myself. Yeah, I wrote a whole lot. List 5 ways you plan to nurture yourself in the next 6 months. 1, focus on my pole practice, which I will be doing, and I'm super excited about. 2, go on trips to Mexico, LA, New York, and Bali. One of those is booked and is in 3 weeks' time to Mexico. 2 of those will be happening in September, and Bali will be at the end of the year, which I'm super excited about. Because number 3 is to complete my yoga teacher training in Bali. I've decided I want to do a yoga teacher training. I found a course that I want to do. Don't know whenabouts that will be, but this is going to be part of my whole nomad lifestyle thing. I also really planning a trip to go away over December, over Christmas and New Year, and probably my birthday for a little while. Maybe that's in Bali, maybe I travel around. Christmas is like a really stressful time for me, to be honest. It always has been at home. So I have decided this year I'm going to be selfish with my time and I want to be by myself. And I'm very much looking forward to that. So yeah, that's another thing. Number 4 is to always plan self-care and solo dates for myself at least once a week. And number 5, I want to go to a pottery making class because I've never done that before, and that was something that I've wanted to do on my artist day, so just haven't had the time. I know that's such an annoying excuse, but my work schedule has been crazy. So yeah, that was another task. Task 8 was to write and mail an encouraging letter to your inner artist. I'll read it out. I don't mind reading it out. I wrote, "You are a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with. Your talents are endless, and that's a blessing. You might sometimes feel lost in your purpose and not know which talent to put all your energy into, but the truth is you can do it all with time. You are one of one. You'll feel like giving up sometimes, but don't. It's all about resting your artist until you feel inspired again. You're going to achieve everything you want and more. Your idols are going to fall in love with your kind spirit and your kind heart. Regardless of your talent, you are a beautiful human being, and that will always shine through. You are magnetic. 2025 is the beginning of it all. You'll make mistakes, but they'll help you grow. You are a constantly evolving being, and everything you want is coming into your reality times 10, and you're ready for it all. I love you so much." I always end my morning pages with "I love you" because it's just affirming the self-love that I have for myself, and I love doing that. Task 9 was to re-examine your God concept. I wrote, "I believe God creates through me, for we are all one. We're mirrors of each other. I am God and God is me. It's bringing me back to self. I trust in this force wholeheartedly. My beliefs make me expansive, joyful, connected, and supported. The universe wants me to create, and it fuels me. The artist way has altered my concept of God. I am my higher self, and time is an illusion. I'm a fluid being. I am light and I am love. Highly vibrational frequencies are attracted to me. I'm divinely guided, and I live and breathe gratitude." I wrote "thankful" doesn't even cut it. So again, throughout a lot of these tasks, I always write affirmations through them because the power of writing it down, when I tell you, it's crazy. So I really love those tasks. I really love this week. I'm now, from today, going to start week 12, even though I'm technically a week behind. But like I said, I didn't want to force it. I was not in the right mindset to be reading a whole other chapter. And this whole process has meant so much to me that I didn't want to do it half-heartedly when I was sick. But yeah, as a check-in for myself, I feel really good. There's so many things to look forward to. I just had the bank holiday weekend and I worked really, really, really hard. I did an 8-hour shift on Friday and 2 12-hour shifts, and my feet were hurting. But I worked that hard because I won a spa trip at work because I won the most sales. So hard work pays off. I'm very grateful, and I have a day off work today because it's bank holiday, and I'm just gonna spend it with my boyfriend and go take my pole class later. And yeah, I'm feeling super good. I'm feeling very drawn to making a whole video about the artist way and my experience with it after I finished week 12. So I'll definitely do that at some point, because yeah, this whole process has been amazing, and it's so crazy that I've been making these videos for myself and really like nobody has watched them at all. It's got, none of my videos have any views, but I love that because I know that one day they will, and maybe you're watching this one day and I hope that it calls you to start, or maybe you're doing it right now, and if you are, then I hope your journey has been as incredible as mine has been. So yeah, on that note, I will see you guys in my week 12 check-in.